number of the day. It might be 20. The number of the day is 20.
Oh, that's the number. Yes, that's the number. That's the number. The number of the day.
Yes, Wednesday, 20 games unbeaten. Unbelievable run that we've had, stretching back to that defeat by Peterborough United. Or was it the Plymouth one? Do you know what? It's that long ago, I can't even remember. So Wednesday, travelled down to the Valley, hoping to cement their place at top of the table with another win. Intermittent form Charlton Athletic have had. 2 weeks Wednesday players on the books there that had the potential to make things quite interesting. Let's have a quick look at the Charlton team. Charlton went with a 3-5-2, Maynard, Brewer in goal. Back three, Hector, Innes and Ness. Innisness. Ex-Wednesday man Sean Clare on the right hand side, Kilkenny, Dobson, Fraser and Blackett Taylor. And up front, Rexaki sounds like one of them Ponzi lagers you get. And Lieben. I'm sure his father used to play for him. He's that lad who never scored a goal. I'm pretty sure fans made a pretty cruel t-shirt when he did. I was there when Carl Lieben scored. Anyway, his lad's playing up front for him at number 33. Wednesday made a few changes of their own. It was a 3-5-2 for Wednesday as well, but Wednesday had to make a few changes. Jack Hunt dropped out, so there was a bit of a reshuffle. Liam Palmer back to right wing-back spot from centre-half. Reece James, fantastic game last weekend, superb performance at left centre-back. He sat today out. He was replaced by Akinfenwa at left-side centre-back. And Jaden Brown came in for a very rare start this season, but obviously with James out and Marvin Johnson, of course, serving now a 3-match retrospective ban for the physical side of the game at Ipswich. A rare start on the left side of midfield there for him. So Wednesday's lineup: Dawson in goal, back three, Iorfa, Flint and Famewo. Midfield from right to left: Palmer, Byers, Volks, Bannon and Brown, and Michael Smith and Josh Windass continuing up front. Now a lot of people there, oh my god, where's Reece James? Terrific game last weekend he had. And obviously with Marvin Johnson missing today's game, he got that retrospective ban when he tried to shrug that kid away. Fucking joke. Everyone thought James would be coming into the left wing back spot. However, he's been out injured a long time himself and he's got some soreness of the ankle. Darren Moore decided not to risk him. And good. Do you know what? That's the one thing I will say. Even last season, when there were some questions I got about Moore, there were now and again I thought he was a bit stubborn with one or two things, one or two decisions I made. I thought, what's that about? The one thing I've never questioned is he's the first manager we've had in years and years who's put player welfare first in terms of their injuries. He's had a knock, he's come back, I'm not going to risk him. Whereas other managers, the temptation's always been to throw him in, hasn't it? You know, we've been talking about this injury crisis and curse or whatever for the last however many years. We're still picking injuries up now, but at least we've got a manager who's trying to look after the players and make sure that they're not out for prolonged periods of time. Obviously this freak one, Zenigan does his ligaments, what have you. But in terms of James, 2 games in 2 weeks after out so long, common sense, give him a little breather. Give Flint a breather last week, common sense, came back in today, looked fresh as a daisy. 6'7" Daisy. What a beast. Can't tell that. Watch first half. Round at my father's house. Made notes. I always make notes. I've come home. I haven't brought them with me. So I'm trying to do this off the top of my head. But what I can say is excellent start from Wednesday. In quick, sharp. And they set the precedent for the afternoon with the tackling. And that was right through the team, from the forwards all the way through midfield and through to back. And they could have had lead very early on. Windass up front, drops out to left hand flank, and that was a feature of today's game. He's worked the absolute width of pitch in that front line. He's popping up right corner flag, left corner flags, dropping in deep. He's really stretched them right across back. But he pops up on left hand side, cuts in. Harry's a brilliant ball over to Barry Bannon, who takes it down in box, cuts inside, kills a shot. He deserves a goal. It's a wonderful effort, and in hindsight, looking back at game, it's probably best, best aesthetic shot on target at game, if you like. It would have made a lovely goal. Really positive start from Wednesday though. They're pushing on, they're moving ball well. And what I like about this Wednesday team at the minute is it's mix and match. It's not. There were times last season, as I talked about Dad and Moore, I thought it's been a bit stubborn here when we were knocking about it back all time, and sometimes playing themselves into trouble. This season, it's whatever's the right pass, which should be the way football's played anyway, but no chances at back when it don't need it. We are playing, and we're playing some lovely stuff at times, but also we're not afraid to get back to front really quick. And the goal itself is a fantastic goal. They'll be absolutely gutted. It'll be a terrible goal from their point of view. Ball up behind side. Palmer plays a little 1-2. It's into Windass. He rolls the ball across their box. Nobody gets out to it. And Bannon has a touch. And he has a touch and a little weight. And just that little weight fools them. It just gives them chance. It pulls them out of shape. He does a little touch and he waits. It's only a fraction of a second, but he waits. But he waits long enough that one of their defenders, one of their centre half thinks, I can get to him. And he does. Comes flying out to Bannon. As soon as he comes out, Baz rolls it out to Jaden Brown. When the ball comes in, the centre half that's left, he goes running to Smith because it's first man. Leaves Liam Palmer completely on his own in middle. Takes it down with one touch, side foots it on, passes it into the net. It's a wonderful goal from Wednesday. And just the way they moved it across the edge of the box completely pulled them out of shape. Fantastic goal. We're rattling through tackles in midfield. Bannon, Byers, Volks, the work rate they've got in there. They've got to be one of the best midfield trios in division in terms of what they can do with ball. But that work rate and desire to get back, to get a foot in as well, that's been fantastic this season. And no greater example today. Away from home, tough place to go. They've not been in best of form, but they've always given us a game. They've really rattled through hard work in there. They've tried to play it when they can, but it's that hard work. You've got to work to get 3 points, and they've done that today, all through the team. But them three in the middle, fantastic. Should be 2-0. Windass, should it? Yeah, he probably should. He can probably take it a bit quicker, but it's a little ball into Smith. Does really well, little reverse back heel. Windass has continued his run, gets into box, he's just about to pull trigger. But you've got to say it's a fantastic tackle from their lad as well. Whilst Windass maybe can take that shot first time, whatever, it's a fantastic tackle. As a fan, as a Charlton fan, that should have been enough to get them going a bit, because that was another thing about today. I've watched game, but like I said, watched first half with my father, with no commentary. It was really interesting because all you could hear for 90 minutes were Wednesday fans doing full repertoire all the way through Barmy Army and Akin Fenwo, the ABBA song, all the way through. That's all you could hear. Question marks about Jaden Brown coming in today. He's not at best of times of it Wednesday. There was an experiment where he played left side centre half in a cup game and he had a bit of a stinker, in all honesty. And I think some fans have maybe tarred him a little bit with that performance, and probably not been outstanding since, but he's never really had a run. Today, I thought he was very good. I did, honestly. He faded second half, but he'd had a knock. There was a really harsh tackle on him by Clare in second half when he left a foot in on him. And a bit in first half, he raced on. He was providing a good outlook going forward, actually, just as well as the assist for the goal. Burst at byline, did really well to keep ball in and went straight over billboards, over advertising boards, and could have hurt himself there. But overall, to say he's been out for a while, not really had much of a sniff of first team football. I thought he had a very effective game. Wednesday showed a level of control in first half that really, we looked like the home side. And obviously I've already mentioned the tremendous backing. That is all you could hear all the way through game. It was like an home game in terms of atmosphere, but also the way we were playing. Wednesday we were playing some really good stuff. Charlton was sporadic in their attacking. And one of the best outlets that they did have, or potentially had, was the left-sided player, this Corey Blackett-Taylor. Quick pair of heels he's got, by the way, but lovely little threaded through ball from their left-sided centre half, and 9 times out of 10 he's down there and getting a delivery into the box, getting across into the box. But he got a problem today, which were big Dom Iorfa. He's had a blinding game. Puts the turbos on, matches him stride for stride, all the way to the byline. But then the difference is, not only has he got that pace, he's got some strength. Shoulders him out that way. Goal kick for Wednesday, fantastic defending. And he's defended brilliantly through the entire 90 minutes today. And he's actually, at times, shown a little bit of his old self getting forward as well. Probably unlucky not to have had a goal. But on a surging run down the right hand side at one bit, played a little ball into Windass. The defenders came and made it a little bit messy in there. But the ball bobbled through, and here's the thing, he'd carried on his run. We hate to see it, and we've seen it so many times over the years. Pass and watch. Somebody knocks a little ball. They get their possession stat up for the game. Oh, he's made 10 passes and completed them all, but they just pass it, a little 5-yard pass, and then they just stand and expect somebody else to do it. Don't do that. He makes that pass, but he carries his run on and he goes for that return ball, gets it, and it's a decent save on near post. I'm just going to take a minute. I never thought I'd say this. I'm going to take a minute to praise the referee today. He did card 4 or 5 Wednesday players in end. All of them justified, by the way. Bit of time wasting here and there, and a blatant pull by Palmer at end at first half. But overall, he did try and let it go, and that's why it was an enjoyable game. There were a lot of tackles going in, both sides, getting a footing, some heavy tackles, but that's good. That's part of the game. You want to see tackles thundered in. You want to see players, bowling ball themselves into challenges. And they did today, and they had a referee that let them do that. And they were not nasty in there, but he let game flow as far as he could. I mean, there were some that he had to blow for it. Old George Byers probably put 2 or 3 in where I was like, ooh. But he let game flow. And I slag him off every week, but it's only right that when one has a good game, I've got to say, I liked him. He tried to let it be a game of football and not a stop-start pissing about match. There's a pass from Barry Bannon. No comes of it. Their defender does well actually to get across and put us at a blocking on Windass, but it's probably my favourite pass of the season, even though no come of it, because just the nature of it. Brown gets down the left hand side again. As I said, I think he's had a decent game, Brown, I really do. But then he's playing in his natural spot. There we go, that's something else. He lays the ball back to Bannon, and he's so relaxed, and he's half not looking because he already knows what he's going to do, and he puts the ball into Windass. The weight on it is absolutely perfect. And like I said, we don't get a goal from it, and I think we might have got a corner in end, but I could watch it all day. The swerve on it, it's just perfect. He arrows it round, and it drops off at man. Player don't have to break his stride to get out end of it. Like I said, it sounds bizarre. It's an opportunity that not really comes of, but that's one of my passes at season. I love it. I love to see a pass like that. Brown is on end of a tackle. We've gone down left hand side, had a real good attack. It breaks down. and he's showing real desire and determination to get back in. You know, he's 20 yards up pitch. And so many times over years, a ball gets lost in a situation like that, and you see a player and they'll jog, or they'll do that, what I call Scooby-Doo running, where arms are going but legs aren't, because they don't really want to get there. But he does want to get there. They've all done that today. In fact, they've done it all season, really. Does really well to get back, gets a foot in, and it's him and Claire leaves a little bit on him, and I thought that was probably the naughtiest thing we've seen today. But he, as I said before, he's had a good game today, getting forward and getting back. They did start to push a little bit down that side. I thought he was tiring a little bit, which is no wonder when he's not had much action. And we swapped it about. Liam Palmer then went to left wing back. Dennis Adenner and Kimon went to right wing back. And again, it's good, clear thinking substitutions for the manager. Second half, Wednesday got a complete grip in first half. I thought second half, I don't think we came out and had that level of control. There was still an intensity to the way that we were closing down. We were still getting through work rate. Charlton was starting to have forays into our area, into our box. Dawson made a terrific save. That 17, the one who sounds like a Japanese beer. Anyway, very quick ball he played into substitute, and he fired a very quick shot off there. I think everyone were expecting him to have a little touch out, but he didn't. He just fired a shot off straight away. Dawson, really smart save. Probably a minute after that, Sean Clare gets down, right hand side, puts a cross in, and I think he's in two minds whether he's going to have shot or going to have cross. And it's like an half and half in end, but it ends up being a really, really good ball that sort of fizzes right across 6 yard box, and it's anybody sliding in doing old one leg stretch Gary Lineker job at back stick. That's a goal. And like I said, it's a little 4 or 5 minute spell where Charlton's just turning its screw a little bit there. And balls bobbling around a lot. There's a lot of red tennis going on, and game's a little bit scrappy. But here's the thing. Wednesday this season, we can do scrappy. Nice little short corner routine from Wednesday. Barry Bannon, Dennis Adenner, little flick ball in. George Byers just gets a looping header on it, but just goes up, bouncing down on top at netting there. It would have been nice to see that one sneaking. And he's had a really busy game today, Byers. He's got, he's a gifted ball player in there. I like the way he moves the ball. I talk every week the way he keeps things ticking. But he's got a little bit of a streak to him and all, George. I think he 2 or 3 tackles today. I said to my old man, I said, reminded me a little bit of Sheridan in that sense, that you think about him as a ball player, but he's not allowed to, he's not afraid to leave a foot in when he needs to. Done that a few times. And then he's there getting crowd going again when there's a little bit of a lull. So he's quickly becoming a bit of a cult hero. 75 minutes. Like I said, it's end-to-end. Wednesday's carving out some half opportunities. They're creating some half opportunities. 1-0, you think, well, it's never enough. We've got a fantastic clean sheet record. But it only takes a bobble, doesn't it, off somebody's arse, and anything can happen. But 75 minutes, this showed the other side to Wednesday that we've lacked for so many years. Their lad gets in, edge at box, powerful lad. It's a real rasping drive in there. And Dawson gets down, smart save, but it comes back out diagonally, and their lad is in. And then, like a steam train, big Domayofa throws him in. Absolutely fantastic block. And there's so much in football, isn't there, to enjoy. And obviously we all want to see wins, we all want to see goals. But for me, that's still one of the finest sights in football. Diving headers up there, love a diving header. But a really good sliding block tackle. Especially like that. Last man. Looks like kid's going to get a shot away and goal. Your keeper's on floor. Panic stations. And then somebody comes in like he's done there. Bang. fantastic block tackle. Loved it. And it shows that side, that game that Wednesday's got this season. There's that mentality, nonchalant pass. Fantastic. Michael Smith, what sort of games he had? Fantastic back heel first half for Windass. Like I said, that should probably be a goal, but you've got to give credit to that net. That's another wonderful tackle. Like I said, the one Iofa did, fantastic for us. Dade Lad had done it first half, that was fantastic. And I really appreciate seeing them sort of tackles still in game today, especially with refs that handy with cards and itching. It's odd with Smith. He does score goals and he does look a threat, but there does seem to be these quiet spells when sometimes ball bounces off him a bit. I mean, he did one fantastic bit of play though, inside left channel. There's maybe about 5-10 minutes to go. Absolutely wrong-footed Hector. It's two big lads. He's a big unit, Smith, isn't he? So, but really quick footwork. Leaves Hector for dead. Midfielder comes in, skirts past him, absolutely no problem. Curls one to far stick, not dissimilar to Bannon's first half, but probably it's on the other side and further out. That didn't look too far away. 10 minutes ago, there's a stoppage in play. One of their lads goes down. It's a ball into the box. I think it was substitute who came on actually. I think it was Aniki, is it? Aniki. Inside left channel, ball into the box, he's after it, Big Dom's after it, two big lads after the ball at pace. They both start going down at first time to try and get to the ball first. They don't hit each other, they sort of level with each other. They both go down, it's a bit of a mess, they both land on the floor, noting it. But their lad, he went off on a stretcher, so obviously OP's alright, you don't like to see it like that. But that just shows football, doesn't it? Because today there were some really proper hefty tackles going in. And yet that one at end, it's just two lads reaching for the same ball, and it's a bit innocuous, isn't it? He goes off on a stretcher, it just shows you never know, do you? 93 minutes, right at death, in injury time. They got a free kick, simple for Dawson. Takes it in his hands, does the old David Stockdale fall to the knees, fall onto the chest, fall onto the ball. It has to be done. Other teams have done that to us for years, and we've got frustrated. I don't know what it is, like Wednesday fans and players with this sort of Corinthian spirit. Oh, we don't do that. The opposition do it, and it's really poor form. We're having to do it because everybody does it now. When you do it, you've got to do it well, and it does eat seconds up. In an ideal world, nobody's doing that, but you do what you've got to do. So Dawson falls on ball, a few more precious seconds taken up. A little bit of a flashpoint, just maybe a minute before end of game. But one of their lads, who's had lip on most of the game, he tried to square up to Aidan Flint, and could just see Flint laughing. Which made me laugh because he is a unit. He's had a really good game today. Anything in air, he will head anything, won't he? He'll head absolutely anything. They talk, don't they? They reckon there's these committees set up that discuss potential threats for asteroids that make it through Van Allen belt and come down and could cause huge destruction on Earth. I just sent fucking Aidan Flint to meet it. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Windass, he's been playing well recently anyway, but that is a great all-round striker's performance, especially away from home. Popped up everywhere. His pace were causing huge problems for him. On another day he's probably got 2 goals. He was terrific. Flint was magnificent. The three middle at park were good. I thought Brown were good. He's been out that long. Palmer on the side, exceptional again. I'm actually running out of words really for the season that he's having. I mean, he's popped up 3 times in their box. He's playing like a centre forward. But I'm going to get to Big Dom because I thought that Blackett Taylor were their best player, their best outlet if they were going to have one. If something were going to happen for them today, Charlton, it were going to involve him. That's the way I saw it. And Big Dom dealt with him probably 3 times, 4 times over 90 minutes that balls were played in such a way that there were a foot race between them. And every time, he's won race and he's won strength battle as well during. So, heading things, getting forward better, and I think he's a confidence player, Dom. And he's really starting to show it. Great performance from him. It'd be Windass, Palmer and Iorford probably in that order. Great game from Dom, and I'm very pleased for him as well. Overall, good performance from Wednesday. Potential banana skin. First half, very good football. Controlled the game, really. Played a nice mix of stuff. Short when it needed to be short. Goal's a great example of that. I'm sure you've already seen it. But we weren't afraid to go long. We weren't afraid to stretch teams by putting a big diagonal ball in. Brown and Palmer first half getting forward at every opportunity. I forgot to mention actually Palmer could have had a second in first half. Again with a ball from Jaden Brown, got to the byline and cut one back to him. Could have been 2 for Palmer. A real level of control. Battling in there as well though. Closing down in little groups. Closing down in little clusters. It reminded me of that AC Milan side in late 80s, the way they went at it, almost Volksbanner and Byers in a little sort of triangle going round. Really good. Second half, I think they must have had a bollocking at half time, Charlton, because they came out and gave it a go. Which made it scrappy. But as I said, no problem to this new modern Wednesday side who can play nice football but can also do hard yards, who can also head ball away for fun when they have to and blast it into the stand if they need to. A really good away performance. So 3 points for Wednesday, another clean sheet for Wednesday, 20 games unbeaten. Let's have another quick look at results on the table. MK Dons down there at bottom, 1-0 win down there for Ipswich, keeping in there, keeping in on. But here's the big one. Peterborough United 5, Plymouth 2. Clark Harris, I think that's it might be 16th or 17th season he's got there. So let's have a quick look at what these results do to the league table. Wednesday retain the top spot, now on 71 points, 3 points ahead of Plymouth, and a game in hand. Plymouth 5-2 losers to Peterborough. Ipswich leapfrog Bolton up into third place, 63 points. And Barnsley leapfrog Derby County, they were their 4-1 win in that top table clash, 59 points and 57 points. Starting to look more and more on the tempt Providence like a 2-horse race. It's 20 matches now without defeat. Just go marching on. And I said a fortnight ago, and I was half joking, I will smash 100 points here, but I really think we will. I've been looking at fixtures. You can say there's some tough ones. The only one I'm really worried about, genuinely, is probably Dingles, because they're the only team this season, and I include when we lost at Plymouth. I thought we controlled that game probably until those late subs. We probably brought 2 off that we shouldn't have, and they brought 2 on home medal difference. But Barnsley are the only team that I thought actually outplayed us. They outfought us, they were quicker, they were sharper. So looking at fixtures, that's the only one that I've got any concerns about, really. I'm sure we'll probably lose to some random team that we weren't expecting, but I genuinely do. I think we could get 100 points. I do, no danger.